Hi guys, so today's video I am going to talk about Haikyuu Season 3, Episode 10. So sad to see it go. What am I going to do now without my volleyball dorks? What am I going to do? Like, my Fridays aren't going to be the same anymore. Thank God we have the manga though still continuing on, and I just can't wait to see like what's gonna happen next in the manga because so much stuff is happening right now. So with this episode, episode 10 is the last episode for season 3. Currently in the manga, last week, we barely started the first match for nationals. Just barely. This means that we're not gonna get a season 4 for a while. Maybe within a year from now, or maybe 2. So just depending how it goes, we might get a season 4 within a year, but I think we'll probably get it within 2 years from now at least. But honestly, I feel like maybe we'll wait for just 1 year and then we'll get a season 4. But just like I said, it just depends on how the manga goes as of now. And once season 4 rolls around, I have a good feeling that we'll have our regular 25 episodes for this. Which is awesome because I absolutely love my 25 episodes of Haikyuu, which it's just so weird having just 10 episodes for season 3. But again, I love that they just focus on this one match that was so freaking amazing. By the way, it's so intense. It's honestly one of my favorite matches from Haikyuu. It really is a bummer, it's only 10 episodes, but like I said, there's really not a lot for them to animate afterwards. But at the same time, I'm like, they could have animated the Nekoma and Neo Heavy match at least to give us a few more episodes. Even though, yes, it doesn't focus on Kurasuno, there's still quite a bit of people in the fandom that love Nekoma so much, and then there's other people that also love Fukurodani because we do get a little bit of a match between Nekoma and Fukurodani. So I'm kind of sad that we didn't get to see this animated. We just got like our Fukurodani and Nekoma boys, we got to see them for a split second and that was it. And that was during the ending song. I was kind of hoping that they would animate it in season 4, but if you really think about it, it's highly unlikely that they will do it, which makes me kind of sad because I really did enjoy the Nekoma and Neo Heavy match and the Fukurodani versus Nekoma. They're really interesting matches. Even though, like I said, it doesn't focus on Kurasuno and Hinata and everybody else, it's focusing on these other teams, which is really nice. And it just gives us more of a feel of who Nekoma is as a team as well. So it's really nice to have seen them and just have a little bit of focus on them. So like I said, I don't think that they will. If they do, it might be in a form of an OVA. But even then, I feel like that match would still like need at least like maybe 4 episodes. 2 episodes for the Fukurodani at least, and maybe like 2 to 3 episodes for the Neo Heavy and Nekoma. Maybe 4. So yeah, I really highly doubt that they will, just because there's so much to cover for what's gonna happen as, you know, season 3 left off. It's gonna pick off where season 3 left off with Kageyama being invited to the national training camp. But yeah, so once season 4 rolls around, that's what we're gonna focus on, that training camp that Kageyama's gonna go on, and so much stuff is gonna happen, and I can't wait to see everything just animated that's gonna happen. Yeah, I can't wait to see our boys animated going to nationals. It's gonna be so awesome when season 4 comes around. Enough about that and the future for season 4. Let's talk about this last episode. So this last episode just focuses on that last point that Kurasuno basically gets, and it's so freaking intense for this one point. I was just like, oh my gosh. But I hated that last week it really did end it on a cliffhanger, and that's basically where we pick up, obviously, and we see what happens. And then it was just, oh my gosh, both teams tried so very hard to keep that ball going so they could win. And one of my favorite moments for this episode was when Ujishima had Hinata and Tsukishima just kind of like towards the ground. I thought that was a really cool image that they were portraying I feel like it says so much. And then especially when you see Daichi coming in and trying to pry Ujishima off, and then you have Tanaka and everybody else just coming in and helping those two out and like supporting them. It says so much just seeing that, because this whole season 3 really did focus so much, quite a bit on Tsukishima, and I absolutely loved it because we saw like the side of Tsukishima that we never saw, and you know, a lot of us probably wouldn't have guessed to ever see, which is amazing. And I absolutely love seeing everything that happened with Tsukishima animated. And I'm still pretty upset that they didn't animate Atikeru's reaction to Tsukishima when he finally started to become one with the team and trying like his 100%. And not only that, but Hinata as well. I felt like just seeing that, it meant that Ujishima was like, Tsukishima and Hinata were like the main ones that really annoyed Ujishima the most. But it's like Coach Ukai said, Tsukishima, no matter who or what anybody says, he was the real MVP for the Shitarizawa match. And he really was, because he basically like took over and like tried his best to be part of the team, and you know, with the blocks telling them, you know, hey, we gotta do this, let's do this. And like I said, I really enjoyed seeing this side of Tsukishima so much. And because of this, so many people will love Tsukishima even more and see him as like this different person, as a different character, you know, and not just this guy that doesn't stand out so much like he did in season 1. Because like I said in my previous videos, Tsukishima really didn't catch my attention at first in season 1, and I didn't really like him. It wasn't until I read the manga and I was like, oh my god, I actually love this boy so much. And then just seeing him everything, and then the Shitarizawa match, reading it, I was like, man, I cannot wait to see all of this animated, especially because like I said, it focuses so much on Tsukishima for the Shitarizawa match. But yeah, our boys definitely pulled through and are going to nationals. Oh my gosh, but once the third year started crying, I started to get a little emotional myself. I was just so happy because this means so much to the third years. They're going to nationals. It's their last year before they retire and they go on with their lives. So just seeing them so emotional over winning was just, oh my gosh. And I just love the first year's reactions there. They were like, are they okay? Like, I know they're happy, but like the third year's reactions just... But yeah, even with this last few minutes of this match, oh my gosh, just seeing everything for that last little moment that Hinata got to spike the ball. How everything just went slow motion. I was like, why is this so dramatic? But at the same time, it just got you hyped for these last few seconds and seeing our boys win. And even after the match ended, you know, our Shitarizawa is obviously upset, but you know, Ujishima, I'm pretty sure he's upset, obviously. And he, you know, Hinata and Kageyama and Tsukishima have pulled out so many emotions out of Ujishima. Ujishima was so annoyed at the end and was so pissed, and that was just so great to see, because that, like I said, Ujishima is such a serious person. So to see like these emotions come out of him is really great. And back to Coach Ukai saying that Tsukishima was the MVP for this match. When he said that, Tsukishima really felt that he wasn't. I was like, boy, you really are the MVP, so why are you kind of thinking a little too much over this? And here we have Yamaguchi saying, what are you talking about? Yeah, you are. But the reason that Tsukishima felt that way is because he felt like he really didn't do much. Yes, even though yes, he gave it his all and tried until the very end and really truly wanted to win and give it his all. And you know, just like he said, he's like, you know, in the end I could only block him once. And that was it out of all of the 5 sets. But even then, even if he could only block him once, everything he did throughout these 10 episodes was amazing. Just him being able to do the 3-person block and, you know, tell everybody, hey, let's do this, and let's get our time right so we can stop him and send it to Nishinoya's way. And even at the end, when he still wanted to block him with that 3-person block when he was about to do his straight, and Uyushima still freaking changed the course of it within that last second. Not only that, but just telling Hinata, hey, can you please do this and wait to do this? You know, things like that. Just, it really helped out the team so much. Just Tsukishima kind of taking charge a little bit and, you know, just, like I said, doing his part and helping out the team as best as he could. But after Yamaguchi said all that, you know, saying, you know, don't think about it too much, we're going to nationals, be happy. You know, I think that those words did get to him, and I just love that Yamaguchi called him stupid. He's like, huh? Like, stupid? But yeah, I feel like Tsukishima shouldn't really think too much about it. Like, he really was the MVP. So I'm glad that he kind of just was like, okay, we're going to nationals, time for me to be happy about this. I'm just so proud of our boys. They really have come such a long way since season 1. And it's such an amazing thing to see them grow, all of them individually. It's so great to see how far they come. And honestly, once they won the set, Yachi was literally me when she fainted and was just like, at the end of the season, I feel like everybody felt like that way with the way that Yachi felt. Because this season was just so freaking intense and nerve-wracking. Oh my dear lord. I swear, I feel like my lifespan has shortened because of season 3. This match, our boys, our poor Hinata is so exhausted at this point. So many of our boys are exhausted. I mean, they played 5 sets. That's a lot of sets, and they're not used to that. But yeah, our boys deserve a good night's rest at this point. They just deserve it after the performance they have done for this match. You know, whether you read the manga or not, you got excited to see our boys win. Whenever they lost a point, you felt frustrated. I felt frustrated. And when they would win a point, you got happy and excited, and we were all just cheering for our boys so they can go to nationals and just go to the top. Season 3 has been by far an amazing adventure. It really has, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next in nationals. But what I really loved about the last few seconds of this episode was, you know, they were doing like the things that they have to do for nationals, like their little, how far they can jump and stuff like that, their height, their weight. And then, you know, we got Takeda sensei just rushing in and saying, you know, Kageyama, you're invited to the national training camp. And that is so huge for Kageyama. It's huge. So I just love that they left it on a good note, but at the same time it's like, because you can't wait for season 4 to come. And just seeing Hinata's face to hearing that Kageyama got invited. Oh my gosh, his reaction was just, I really can't wait for season 4. Like, just, can 2017 just breeze by, please? That way I can just get my season 4 already, because just, yeah. That's pretty much everything I really have to say for this episode, but overall this whole season was just, like I said, an amazing journey. It was so intense, and it really will be one of my favorite seasons by far. But yeah, even though it was only 10 episodes, it was still worth all the 10 episodes. Those 10 episodes were amazing. They were great. They covered pretty much everything that they had in the manga. If you guys haven't read the manga, I really do encourage you to read it, especially now, because who knows when we'll get a season 4. It's gonna take maybe a year from now at least, or like I said, if you do not want to wait to see what happens next, read the manga, because oh my gosh, the manga is just as fantastic as the anime. Especially if you love Nekoma and Fukurodani and want to see the match that happens between them, as well as Nekoma versus Neo Heavy, please, please, please read the manga, because I don't think that they will animate it, unfortunately, like I said before. So if you want to see that or read that, whatever you want to call it, go for it, because I'm like highly encouraging you guys to please read the manga. Please, please, please. If you have not read the manga, you really, 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 really will not regret it reading it. You're gonna love it just as much as you do the anime. That's pretty much everything I really have to say for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry I didn't really quite say so much about this last episode, but even with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!